Like it won't move, bro. It won't move. What's up, homies? So I've been having problems with a single cam. I've been noticing that there's a power loss after 3,000 RPMs. First, I took out the car in the rain, and then the car started tripping. I think water got through the filter, through the turbo filter, and the map sensor started tripping, the TPS started tripping. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'll let the car dry out, and then we should be fine, right? Wrong, because after that, a whole bunch of other problems started coming up. I started getting sputtering between 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs. Then I got a check engine light for code 6. I jumped the SCS connector. It stood for ignition coil, right? I went through this whole process, and I didn't record any of this because, you know what, it's gonna be a simple fix, not worth recording, blah 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 blah. But now I'm doing a compression test, and I got some bad news. So to give you guys a little idea of what I've been working on, so this is the OG distributor from the single cam. It's an OBD2B, right? Because the year 2000, and this distributor had this ignition coil. Oh no, it's actually the spare one, my bad. I don't know where the OG ignition coil is at, but I think it might be in the spare one, because this one came out of the spare Y8 motor, and this is the ignition coil that came out of this one. Spring here is all bad. When these ignition coils get bad, it starts burning up. You see some hot burning spots around it. But the OG to this one was like hella toast. So I figured it was the ignition coil. So I bought one from JHP. Bastards lied to me. They told me it was OEM, but the only true OEM is one from an actual OEM distributor. But I bought this one from JHP USA. They told me it was new. It was a China one. I could have just gone to AutoZone or O'Reilly's. I would have gotten the same thing. I changed the ICM. This ICM is actually from that distributor. And then I got a brand new rotor and everything, right? I think this is the one that was true to this car. I think this rotor, yeah, look, it's all toast right there. It's all burned, right? So anyways, and then the cap, this is the OG cap to this one. It looked all burnt out and stuff, and I was like, you know what, let me change it, right? OG cap, yeah, you see, D16Y7, D16A. So I wrote it down. Don't flame me. I know you guys hate aftermarket stuff. I do too, the cheap stuff. So this Dizzy is a China one. I didn't buy it. I got it in a trade. I don't even know, years back. So in all the testing, I changed the ignition coil, right? And then I'm like, you know what? Hell with it. I got this China distributor, right, that I had there, laying there. It was OBD1. I had my boy, shout out to my boy Churro. He wired it. This guy is a G at soldering. Look, it didn't have this pin here, so because I installed it and I was like, hey, my boy, I'm not getting a signal. He's like, I got you, bro, I wired. So he wired up for me right here. Beautiful job. My boy does good ass work. Look at this right here. Sheesh. Good ass work. Oh, because the ECT was about to fall off from the pigtail here. So I thought this was my problem. But we did that. The idle was nice, but the power loss still was there, because I could have sworn it was the ignition coil on the OEM distributor. Changed it to a new one, a remanufactured one, nothing. And then the ICM, I changed it as well, nothing. And I was checking the resistances on them too, so they're all checking out fine. The spark plugs, the wires. Then I put the China distributor, nothing. Then I borrowed, shout out to JR too, I borrowed an OEM distributor from him as well, nothing. We basically ruled out that it's a distributor problem, right? And then I was thinking, well, what the hell else, you know? And then I was thinking there was the crankshaft. I don't know if it's the position or the fluctuation sensor, the one right here by the pulley, because I remember when I changed the head gasket, I remember that bolt was stripped, so I just barely tightened it enough. It was already previously stripped. I didn't strip it, but it was already stripped, and I barely put it enough before it got loose again. And I've been doing some nasty burnouts and pulls on this, so I'm like, you know what, maybe I popped it loose or I loosened it. So I'm still betting my money on that. I'm not getting a check engine light, but maybe it just popped out. But you know, then I figured I'd have a check engine light. The car still starts and everything, and idle's beautiful and whatnot. I think it might be something mechanical. So I didn't have a compression tester for a while. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had done a compression test, and I think that compression tester was already bad. I was getting like false readings and whatnot. Like, it was good, but it wasn't as good. So anyways, I got one. It came yesterday. Let me do this compression test for you guys. I got my gauge here, my hose here. Let's do cylinder number 1. Hose connected. It's attached. Distributor is disconnected. Obviously the spark plugs, everything's out. All right, pressing my foot on the gas here for wide open throttle, and then I think that also kind of clears the injector. So all right, that was about 8 or 9 revolutions. Let's see. All right, beautiful. I'm happy with that. So 175. That's good. I think that's standard. All right, so now number 2, let's go time. All right, let's see. I like what I see. Now number 3. This one is not gonna be nice. 140, 143. So 140 to 175, that's a difference. That's about 80% there. So it's a difference of 20%. So I think the tolerance is anywhere between, I think, 15 and 20%. So I guess it's all right, but we'll discuss right now what could possibly be going wrong. 4th and last one. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. So cylinders 1, 2, and 4, I had 175 PSI. Consistent all around, so that's pretty good. I think if I recall the specs, I think for this motor, I'm not sure if the non-VTEC matters or not, but I think it should be somewhere between 175 and 185. It should be somewhere around there. So I think that's good. The consistency is what matters the most, right? The variation is the problem between the cylinders. So cylinder 3, I got 140. So 140 to 175, do the math, I think that's 80% roughly. So I have a variation of 20%. That's not good. And I think according to the specs, I think the maximum tolerance, I think it's 28 PSI. Now, what is causing that? Compression test won't tell you that. And for that, it's in my best interest to do a leak down test, which is coming tomorrow, I think. Because the leak down test, instead of receiving pressure, I'll throw in pressure. And if there's a leakage somewhere, then it'll tell me where it's coming out from, right? If I hear through the exhaust, it might be an exhaust valve, intake valve. If it comes through the coolant, through the radiator, I think it's a cracked head gasket. I think if it comes out through the oil cap or somewhere like that, I think the PCV or whatever, then it's gonna be the rings, right? So I think it's safe to say that my piston rings are good in 1, 2, and 4. I think 3, they're all right, but I don't know if maybe I have a burnt valve or a cracked exhaust valve or something like that for the compression to go down. It's best if I show you guys how the car runs, because then you guys are gonna have no idea of how the car actually runs, and it's slow, bro. It's like it's horrible. I'm telling you, the ECT and all the other BS, maybe changing the rotor, the ignition coil and all that stuff help with the sputtering and helped with, the idle. But the fact that I have like no power after 3,000, it's just bizarre. Trust me, Churro drove it yesterday and he was like, bro, this thing is dog shit slow. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, trust me. I was trying to find the best way for me to explain it to you. The best way that I can explain it to you guys is if you guys have ever driven a car with the clogged cap. Literally, it's like if back pressure, if it's just like, but I haven't been around enough cars for me to tell you guys, oh yeah, that power loss, that compression loss in cylinder number 3 is causing that performance loss. I don't have that certainty to tell you guys, yeah, for sure. So I'm betting my money, that it could possibly be a valve, or I'm still betting my money that it's gonna be that crank sensor by the pulley. I don't know, man. It just makes sense to me that I remember one time I was in a burnout and out of nowhere, I felt the car just like fall on its face. So, and then I went to Walmart. I don't know. But then it started raining. So I started pinpointing other things and stuff. Then I was thinking, maybe it's the ECU. It's out of tune or blah, 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 blah. I was thinking just hella things, But it's good to think like that, you get me? I'm not ruling anything out. I'm making everything a suspect on the car. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me put everything back, all the spark plugs and everything. Let me turn on the car, and then I'll tell you guys with me so you guys can see exactly what the hell I'm talking about, bro. Oh, and then we checked the wastegate. We popped it open, see if the diaphragm was ripped. Nah, that was good. Like, bro, I checked the mechanical timing. The timing is good. I'm getting tired of the D-series, bro. So it starts perfect, man. Like, that's why I'm also thinking that the crankshaft sensor, like, usually when that thing is not connected, or it's loosely connected or something that's going bad, your car won't even start. So far, so good. Look, I'm gonna punch it right now. I'm even scared to push it even more. I just feel like it's gonna blow up. Look, I get it. It's a D-series, right? So it's supposed to be slow, right? From the start. But this thing has a turbo. It's on 6.5 pounds. I'm the one driving this car. I'm the owner of this car. I know how this car ran. It ran with a lot more power. Like, it runs like my boy's car, like Brian's car, you get me? Like my cousin. Like, his is a Y8 stock NA, not boosted, and it runs like slow, bro. All love my boy if you're watching this video, right? But this thing runs like that. He could probably beat me right now. Look, watch this. I'm a puncher. Look, I'm a puncher. My foot is on the ground. I want you guys to see how my foot is through the accelerator and watch the car not even move. Watch. Okay, that's just me messing around, just like pressing the gas pedal. But like, it won't move, bro. It won't move. Homie, please. It's frustrating. Like before, I would be able to go to red line, man. It's like if I'm waiting for the car to unleash like the second half of the power. You get me? Like it's backed up, it's stuck. Intercooler piping is all good. The blow-off valve, that cheap ass eBay one that it has, the car already ran when I got the car. We tuned that car like that, with the blow-off valve like that, so that's not a problem. It wasn't a problem before. How could it be a problem now? The turbo seems fine. There's no, like, you can hear the turbo spooling up, but it doesn't spool the whole way how it's supposed to. There is some lag when I rev it. Like, I can tell. Trust me, when you drive a car, like, but like the revs are, they're phenomenal, they're perfect. It's just when it's in gear, when I'm under load, like that's the problem. The Hondita, man. Oh yeah, and that too, since I don't have an AFR ratio, I'm not even sure if I'm running rich or lean. I'm pretty sure I'm running lean. And then I don't have the boost gauge either, so I don't even know if I'm hitting boost. It sounds like I hit boost. Like, I really can't tell you if I feel it because it's only 6.5 pounds, so it's barely anything when I'm in boost. But if I do indeed have a cracked valve, I'm not sure if that's enough. A 35 psi, I don't know the difference of that will be the reason as to why I'm not producing the top end power that I should, right? As to why I feel sluggish and slow and whatnot. So it might be that, it might be the crank, it might be something else that I'm overlooking and I'm not even aware of, possibly. So some things are going to be happening with this car, so I want to make sure it's all 100%. You guys will figure it out. You guys will see in the near future, see what's gonna happen. Yeah, man, just wanted to keep you guys tuned in on that. I was like, bro, you know what, like, I thought it was gonna be a easy fix, man. When I saw the ignition coil has the code 6, like, oh bro, cheeks right now. I was like, gonna be something in the Dizzy, and that's why I changed those components in the Dizzy, because the Dizzy is obviously expensive, and then that didn't work, and just been doing trial and error. Most likely, if you guys even comment or you guys want to chime in on what can possibly be going wrong, chances are I've already done it. So, but let me know though. It's always nice to have third person insight and have just some feedback and whatnot. So let me know. But yeah, guys, other than that, have a good ass weekend. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, peace.